Welcome back to another devotional, friends. I pray that you are enjoying this wonderful day that the Lord has made. If you need help with anything, please let us know. Today we're going to look at needs versus wants, or rhymingly, need versus greed. Galatians 5:16 and 17 says, I say then, walk by the Spirit, and you will certainly not carry out the desire of the flesh. For the flesh desires what is against the Spirit, and the Spirit desires what is against the flesh. These are opposed to each other so that you don't do what you want. Here Paul is saying that our flesh, our old nature, desires what is against the Spirit. That is, the Spirit of God living in us. So the Spirit desires what we need, but our flesh desires what we want. It is greedy. Balance and moderation are the keys to determining if something is a need or a want. So how can you tell if you're living a lifestyle marked by greed? One of the indicators of a greedy, indulgent lifestyle is if you always must have better than before, a better car than you have now, better clothes than you have now, a better house than you have now. Proverbs 27:20 says, Sheol and Abaddon are never satisfied, and people's eyes are never satisfied. If we let our desire, our eyes, run wild, they will never be satisfied. Once we get something, we immediately want something more. Another indicator is that we always must have better than others. If our neighbor gets a new car, we have to have a newer car, better than what they have. This even happens in church. We see that someone has something and we want to have something better than they have. Another indicator is that you have so much stuff that you feel embarrassed about it. The struggle with discerning between need and greed is not related to what we buy. Rather, it's related to our attitude about things in general. Our attitude should be as Jesus said in Luke 12:15. He then told them, watch out and be on guard against all greed, because one's life is not in the abundance of possessions. We must realize that our life is not in what we have. Our life is in Jesus Christ, who has promised never to leave us or forsake us. And having Jesus, we have everything we need. Without a doubt, it is easier in the short run to give into greed than it is to control it. Short run, because in the long run, the result of greed is a growing sense of restlessness and distance from God. If you realize that you have tendencies towards greed, you are the only one who can do anything about it. You have to make the decision to change, but God will supply the power for you to change if you really want to make changes. Overcoming greed is really no different than overcoming any other life-dominating sin. We need to stop sinning and replace it with good works. 1 Timothy 6:17-19, Paul writes, Instruct those who are rich in the present age not to be arrogant, or to set their hope on the uncertainty of wealth, but on God, who richly provides us with all things to enjoy. Instruct them to do what is good, to be rich in good works, to be generous and willing to share, storing up treasure for themselves as a good foundation for the coming age, so that they may take hold of what is truly life. Once you get control of your spending, you will realize that the money you are not spending on yourself is now available to help someone else in need. Proverbs 19:17 says, Kindness to the poor is a loan to the Lord, and he, the Lord that is, will give a reward to the lender. To add further incentive to giving things away, here is Proverbs 11:24 and 25. One person gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds what is right, only to become poor. A generous person will be enriched, and the one who gives a drink of water will receive water. So until next time, may God help you examine your lifestyle and guide you in making changes if you need to. Goodbye, and thanks for watching.